Babe? Oh. Oh crap. Hold on. Okay, it's okay. I'm muted. I'm on live. Live stream. But it's okay. I just started it, so camera? I have no idea. Oh, right. It's okay. I turned off the camera. Hey guys, thank you all for joining. Eric Walker, Foso, excuse me, Lord Grey Ghost of XRP, Mr. AVT, One Change, Empire Money Inc., Exclusive XRP. How you guys doing? Patrick Perrine, Egbertina Eve, BQE Drones. How you guys doing? Brian Dion, Jack Malone, Timothy Williams. Great to have all of you guys coming in. Hit the thumbs up button on your way in. We'll talk a bit about what's happening in the market here. I've added Tezos to my portfolio and some bull run notification news from Ledger, which is I found very interesting. But we'll let a few more folks get into the chat here. Hope everybody's doing well. Denny B, how you doing? Vlad, George Ferguson, XRP Greatness, Dominic, Juan Brito, XRP Meow, Gigi, Raja, how are you guys doing? Good to have you here. Lakeside Crypto. So certainly want to take some time to answer some questions that you guys may have. We'll stream for about maybe 30 minutes or so. Michael Doty. Dubion 2, Tezos, good choice. Thanks. I've been researching it. I know a lot of people have been asking me, but I don't like to make quick decisions, emotional decisions. Definitely want to base it on facts. So I'll show you guys why I decided to add Tezos to my portfolio. Juice Dog, how you doing? XRP number 1. Also, I know some of you have been asking me about Chainlink, so we'll certainly, I'm certainly still in the process of reviewing that. All right. We're about to hit 100 folks there. It says, what's your DCA on Tezos? We'll go through that. Tish B, Reggie Ramy, Kenny Williams, how you guys doing? Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, guys. Thumbs up button. It definitely helps the stream and the channel. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So let's get into it. We got 108 people in the stream here. Let's take a look at the market. So right now, Bitcoin at $9,915. We were sitting around 10,300. And, this is kind of par for the course on the way up. Don't forget, we are in a bull run. So you will have people manipulating the market a bit, if they're trying to short Bitcoin or whatever it may be. And there's just whales doing different things. But we are still in the upward trajectory. If you've been in the market for a while, this is not new. You've seen these cycles before, right? The market, everything follows Bitcoin. So it's going to react the way it is right now, with some right across the board. But we are still significantly up when you zoom out on the charts and you look at, we bottomed in December 2018 at the low 3,000s for Bitcoin, and we've worked our way back up significantly. I think we might hit a support level, maybe 9,800, and then work our way back up. Now, something I want to show you guys, and I experienced it, and maybe many of you did as well, in the bull run of 2017. I remember people panicking. It was September. And the price of Bitcoin had been increasing and increasing since 2016 into 2017. And we were, look at this, near $5,000 Bitcoin. So 4,800 and so forth. And then all of a sudden, guys, over a matter of days, we started crashing down, crashing down, crashing down. And remember, near 5,000 at 4,800. And look where we went down to, $3,300. $3,300. So that right there, over a span of maybe a couple weeks, went down that far. But right after that, remember what happened? Parabolic run up, parabolic. And we went all the way to 20K. So this is why, what if it's a flash crash, whales dumping on us, whatever it may be, those things don't faze me anymore. A lot of people who may be new to the market, they panic about these things. Maybe not understanding market cycles, not understanding the high volatility and manipulation that can happen in a young market. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you just look back at some of the past trends, imagine being at 4,800. It looks like we're on our way up, and then we crash back down to $3,300, right? That's a big drop, guys. Over $1,000 drop, of course. But then we started picking up, and skyrocketed to 20K. So keep that in mind. Don't panic about these things. This is the crypto market. It is very young, very volatile, some manipulation happening. And I believe when we get some regulations in the US, we're going to see less volatility and manipulation. But par for the course. So keep that in mind and these market principles. So something I want to let you guys know about, as I always say, I will alert you all when I've updated my portfolio, because I want to be transparent in what I'm holding. I'm obviously not going to give you the number, the volume of what I'm holding, but I'll give you a percentage, right? You should never, ever tell anybody how much crypto you're holding, unless it's like your wife or something, right? Or your partner, or whoever it may be. But don't tell the public, I should say, about, well, I have this X amount of XRP and this amount of Bitcoin. It just puts a target on your back. But for me, my number one continues to be XRP, and this is not financial or investment advice. Once again, not financial or investment advice. I bought some of the dips. I bought certainly some more XRP this morning. I bought some Ethereum, and in the dip, I bought some Tezos. And it was not because everybody was asking me, why don't you have Tezos? It was because of this news, guys. Real world partnership and adoption, and it looks like Tezos is going to be a competitor to Ethereum. So transfer agent Vertalo chooses Tezos over Ethereum for security token development. So they're going to build on the Tezos blockchain. So this is a great sign, and if they get more adoption this way, it's going to be good, right? It's competition is healthy for the market. We all know that monopolies usually are not ideal for all of us. So I've added some Tezos, not too many here as far as volume, but I will continue to watch things, and as they progress and more adoption, the more I will add to my portfolio. But I've added it here, guys. As you can see, just 3% of my portfolio. But as mentioned, the ones in red are the ones I am not accumulating more of. I bought, since 2016, a lot at low prices, and in the next bull run, I'm certainly looking to cash out like my Litecoin and Stellar and Omisigo and so forth, Cardano. But definitely the ones here not highlighted in red, I continue to accumulate. Not financial or investment advice. You guys should do your own research. I'm just highlighting what I'm doing on my end. So update to my portfolio, guys. Certainly continue to add more VeChain and basic attention token, and definitely Tezos. So the Vertalo news, once again, is the catalyst as to why I decided to invest into Tezos, because real world adoption is what's important to me, actual utility. I don't invest with my emotions. You guys have been asking me about Tezos for months, and I was like, I got to do my research, right? So this is why I've gone ahead and done that. Now, something's interesting related to the market manipulation item I've been telling you guys about, because it's a young market. Sentiment, if I said it correctly, advanced crypto charts and market insights, best in on-chain and social and curated data, highlighted the following. In today's early morning hours, the DeFi leverage trading protocols were hacked. This is interesting. A loan of $10,000 ETH was used to both short WBTC and sell a portion of it on Uniswap. Markets, particularly alts, took a hit. Read our take on the situation. So, like I said, there's some manipulation taking place here, but it's not something that kills the market or will stop the growth of it, right? I think once regulations and the market matures, a lot of that's going to stop. You can't eliminate manipulation from any market entirely. That's just the honest truth, right? I think we can all agree that like J.P. Morgan probably manipulates like the silver markets and all that. Anyway, that's a different story in itself. But the good thing is, if you're here early and you go through these cycles and you cash out at your specific price points, right? You make your money. So you got to look at it that way. There's more pros than cons if you weigh everything. Just keep that in mind. So they go through a full details here. I'm not going to go through everything because it's a lot to kind of go through, but some manipulation done here, and we'll see how it plays out. Now, something interesting here, guys. Ledger, and someone posted this on the cryptocurrency Reddit subreddit here. Ledger support sent an email to a customer saying, here, dear customer, even a bull run can have its downsides. Even a bull run. That's very interesting. We're currently facing a strong increase of requests at the Ledger support team. You might then experience some extra delay in our response time. We apologize for the inconvenience caused, blah, 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 blah. But that's interesting. Ledger is, of course, the company that makes the hardware wallet, Ledger X, Ledger Nano X, Ledger Nano S, and so forth, for you to store your cryptocurrencies. I personally own some of the devices. I think many of you do as well. But it's interesting that they're highlighting even in a bull run. So very, very interesting. I think a lot of people are now starting to feel the sentiment of we are in a bull market. I don't think we've seen a bull run yet, right? Not like 2017 at least. But we are certainly in a bull market. Things are looking really good, and we continue to go up, right? We continue to go up, and the Bitcoin halving is coming up in May, so I'm looking forward to that to see what happens to the prices. I did a video, I think was it last week, where I highlighted 3 different scenarios where maybe nothing happens at the halving. Maybe we just continue to go up, 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 and later this year we see a bull run, or maybe it triggers a bull run at the halving. I don't know, right? It's hard to predict, but as far as probability goes, the most likely scenario is nothing happens at the halving. It just continues to go an upward trend, and we hit a bull run maybe later this year or 2021. So keep that in mind, right? There's different scenarios here, and but one thing's for sure, I think we're out of the bear market, and I'm happy about that, right? I want to see my portfolio grow in value. I am planning to do a video about the different cash out points that I'm planning to cash out on for like Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, and so forth. And because I mentioned it before, you can't cash out, no one can call the top. We don't know what the top will be for any of the cryptos, right? No one knew that Bitcoin was going to cap out at 20K and then crash back down. Correct. So you got to keep that in mind. No one knew XRP was going to hit $3.80 and then come back down. So you don't know what the top is going to be, so you have to cash out in phases. If you wait and you continue to wait, I know, guys, I personally know some people, and I'm talking people who are richer than me, who invested in Bitcoin in 2017, well, not in 2017, but earlier, but were saying, hey, it's going to go higher, and they missed their opportunity to cash out of the high price points. The one guy I'm talking about, and obviously I can't give names and who and what, he was like, oh, my kids are never going to have to work. So he's rich, he owns a business, and he bought a lot of Bitcoin, and he didn't cash out at the optimal price. I think he was thinking, oh, correction, but we may go back up. You can't call the top, and he even missed out on that. So I'm just letting you guys know, you can't call the top. You got to cash out in phase, and you have to plan that out. You got to spreadsheet it out. So I'll show you guys what I'm putting, what my plan is. I have to make a copy of the document so I don't show you guys my actual plan. Obviously, I don't want to disclose how many Bitcoin I have XRP, but I'll put some scenarios and mimicking my strategy. So just remember that, guys. Let's see here. XRP number 1 says what's your first cash out point of XRP? My first cash out point, I'm holding till $10, cashing out some of it there, and subsequently, what if it continues to go higher, I'm leaving for the more long term because I believe it can go higher. I certainly want to answer some questions here. So if you guys got some questions, definitely drop them in the chat there. Please hit the thumbs up button, guys. Please hit the thumbs up button. XRP Greatness says, thank you, crypto is my favorite place to be when I want real news and no FUD, no hype, just facts. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I tried to bring some maturity and professionalism to the market. We can certainly be bullish on things, but we don't need to overhype it. You know what I mean? I think you want to be logical, and the space is only going to mature. And I think we don't want a repeat of like 2017 when you have new people come in and they get wrecked. They should start not just thinking about price, but think about what's the facts, what's the scenario, what's the likelihood, what's the probability. Start thinking more logically about things. Let's see. Michael Dothy says, what are your thoughts on Google joining Heredera's governing council? I didn't fully read on that, but let me check on that, Michael. Google here. Oops. Sorry, my keyboard. Let's see. And as usual, when I'm streaming, I think that my bandwidth just gets very low. Okay, so let's see. Michael, let's see what that is about. So Hedera's, sorry guys, token price spikes prematurely after Google joins the network's governing council. So to be honest, to be frank with you guys, I have no clue about this project. This is something I have to research. But if Google is joining like their board, there's something here, and this is something I can take away and research, guys. But this is interesting. So after Hedera's hash graph announced Google would be joining its governing council on Tuesday, the price of the network's native token HBAR rose above 5 cents for the first time since the network's launch and above 2 cents for the first time in a month. Yeah, this is interesting. I will definitely have to check this out. Anything I see like Google or Amazon and these giant companies are getting a part of, I certainly want to keep my eye on it because, as I always say, I'm about the facts, real world partnerships, who's endorsing you, who's sponsoring you, who's partnering with you, who's funding you, who's partnering with you and that type of thing, acquiring you, whatever it may be. That's a good sign. But on its face, it's looking good. I need to research what's happening here, but good stuff. Volsik says, have you looked at Casino Coin? I've been looking at it a bit. I have to do a bit more research, honestly. So we'll definitely let you guys know what I do there. Like I said, I don't like to jump into things too fast, not by emotions, not because people are tweeting a lot about it, but what are you doing? Who's partnering with you, right? All those things. Will work for XRP says, when moon, when mambo. Did you mean Lambo? Well, here's the good thing. We are in a bull market and we are on the rise, right? I always tell you guys, don't just look at the weekly, monthly chart, zoom out. And I think that's super important. And I think, and you guys may have seen my video on what I made on when we get full regulatory clarity here in the United States, the floodgates are going to open, especially for like XRP. I think, of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all of them are going to benefit. But once the full crypto regulations are passed and there's no ambiguity, there's no confusion, and big time investment firms and other financial conglomerates and banks themselves can start putting money on this. Imagine like Goldman Sachs, the shackles being let go, broken here for Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan to fully put their clients' money into this. Man, it's going to be nuts. But always zoom out, guys. And like I said, we look at the upward trend here, right? This is what you got to look at, not just a couple of months or what do you call it? A couple of weeks. You got to look at the whole thing here, and this is looking good. This is the Bitcoin chart, of course. Peter says, what are your thoughts on DeFi? So Peter, I think DeFi is going to be big. This is why I'm also obviously investing here in Tezos. I've added to my portfolio. This is why I'm so bullish on Ethereum, and it's like my number 3 because there's a lot of building there. I think DeFi is the future, man. It is. There's a lot of great things. Chicken Tonight says, is Proppy dead? No, I don't think Proppy's dead. I think Proppy's another one that is waiting on regulatory clarity. Like, they are a legit company, right? They're actually doing sales of properties. They got contracts to do things in the United States and different states to like put deeds of homes and lands and so forth on the blockchain. But their token is not going to benefit as much until you get the regulatory clarity, because they're under the same umbrella with Ripple. You have real companies that are doing things, but part of what they need to do with their asset or token is being held up by regulatory clarity, right? We need that. Jorge Pacheco says, hi, thank you, Crypto. Glad to see you live. Thanks, Jorge. I appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up button if you can, guys. I'll try to do more of live streams, of course. Farshad Rouhani says, cash out plan, 10% on $5, 10% on 10, 20 on 20, and test for over $100. Yeah, that's a solid plan, man. You got to do it in stages, right? You can't call the top. And who knows when we might see the next high, right? So let's say, to your point, if it goes to $10, well, usually that's a high price point. So for XRP, at least, that if you pull back, when do we see $20? It could be the next bull cycle. So you got to keep that in mind. Let's see here. I want to make sure I get everybody's questions. Thanks, Farshad. I appreciate it, man. Mohammed Rahman says, XTZ, please. Yeah, well, I've added Tezos to my portfolio, and I'm still doing, some additional research, but I like the news I saw here in late January about this real world adoption here. Any other questions, guys? Certainly want to answer them for you. AA, I don't know if you're trolling, but you keep saying stuff like the XRP is going to 7 cents. I don't know if you're trying to short the market. Guys, what I've noticed, and I think many of you who've been in the market notice as well, sometimes people who are traders and they're trying to short or go long on the market, they can put out certain sentiments out there, right? They'll say, well, this coin is going to whatever for no reason, and they don't, or to make up a reason, right? So don't fall for that. This is why you got to not invest with your emotions, and don't trust random people on like Twitter or something, right? You should be reading the news. Even myself, that I'm sharing this stuff with you, go verify it. You shouldn't take my word for like as stone or set in stone, right? Go research it yourself. And this is why I like to show you guys the facts, so it's not like me making something up. But there are a lot of people and a lot of big whales and well-known people who short the market. They'll put out negative news about things, and it kind of sucks. But this is where I don't even bother with that. I'm like, show me the facts. Who's doing what? Who's adopting what? Right? Who's investing what? And that's where I use that as my source of truth, right? Farshad, thank you for the $10 donation, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Alan Young says, what price would you hope XRP to reach by the end of this run? Alan, I would like to see us definitely cross over $1 in this bull market. When the bull run starts, I would certainly like to see XRP, personally over $10, but more likely $5. $5 is more realistic, I think. So hard to predict. It just depends on, I think, if regulatory clarity comes early, and I'm hoping like Steve Mnuchin, and Trump and all these guys and the SEC and all of them figure this out. So let me pull this up. Obviously Steve Mnuchin in front of Congress talking about that they've been looking at crypto a lot, spending a lot of time reviewing it, and that regulations are coming soon. So yeah, so here we go. Here's the news. The full regulations are coming, guys. It's just a matter of time, and I think this is going to be great. I know a lot of people are kind of worried about it, but here's the thing: crypto's global. It's not just a U.S. based thing like maybe the .com boom was, right? So I'm not worried about this, especially when you have a lot of crypto companies like Coinbase, Ripple, Circle. A lot of them are lobbying Washington, D.C. politicians. And as you can imagine, Fidelity and the people at BACT and ICE, right, the New York Stock Exchange, are lobbying Washington, D.C. politicians. So they know the deal. They're not going to do anything to the detriment of the market, especially, like Mnuchin said. He wants the market to grow. They don't want to stop innovation, but they just want to make sure it's not being used for crimes, like I don't know, the drug dealers or whoever is using it, right? And I get that concern. Now it could be argued that cash is used for more, bad things, moving money laundering, drugs, whatever it is, right? Bitcoin just provides another, or crypto provides just another avenue. The point of it is you can't really stop that. Humans have existed forever, and whatever they're using to barter or pay with or move value with, they're going to do it to do bad things. It's like night and it's just how it is, right? Because you can't control human, what's going on in people's minds, and if they want to do something evil or whatever it is. So some of the narratives they put out here, like crypto's used for bad this or whatever, drugs and crimes. It's like, come on, dude, really? So what were they using all the time before crypto? Cash. They're still using cash, right? It's kind of annoying, but look, pros and cons, right? And I think the pros outweigh the cons here for regulations, and it's gonna bring in more money into this market, and that's what I certainly expect to see. VetBro says thoughts on HBAR after the Google partnership. And okay, so yeah, VetBro, I don't know if you missed my comments earlier, but this is something I have to look into. This is actually interesting. I didn't know much about this project, so this is one of the things I'm going to take away to research, guys, for you guys, and definitely let you know. ZXR says, is Stellar a good investment? So I have Stellar in my portfolio, but I'm not accumulating more of it because I feel like the whole IBM situation with them fell through. That was like their big highlight, right? Like, hey, well, IBM's going to do this, but nothing major has come from there. There hasn't been a lot of progress, which I don't like, right? It seems to be like Jeb McCaleb's failed project, and he's like moving on now. So I don't know. I'm holding on to my Stellar Lumens because, as I've talked about, as Bitcoin continues to rise and we get into a bull run, all these alts and everything pump. So I'm going to make my profit at least off of it. Hope you guys understand why I still have it in my portfolio. XRP number 1 says, did you see China quarantining paper notes part of cashless plan? That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know if it's related to the virus and what's going on in their economy, and but things are getting bad over there, of course, and we know they are moving to the digital yuan. So we'll have to wait and see. It's hard to say. Empire Outfit says, Empire, thank you for being a channel member, by the way. ICX. So let me see here. I haven't really looked in much into that, but let's see if we can take a look at it and see what's happening with it right now. ICX. Okay. Oh man, CoinMarketCap kind of slow here. It's really slow. I can't like search right now. Come on. Let me try to refresh. Or I can do something like this. ICX. Let's see if we can get it off of Google. So Icon, yeah, Empire Outfits don't know much about what's going on. Certainly something I can research, but it hasn't been on my radar really. I think the two that are on my radar right now for sure, and obviously I just added to my portfolio, is Tezos, and I'm looking into Chainlink. I know somebody asked me about casino coins. I'm taking a look at that, but Icon hasn't been on my radar, but I could certainly take a look at that. Some people are saying they're having some issues with Coinbase because I had some issues this morning, guys, when I tried to buy the dip. Not financial advice. When I bought some Tezos, XRP, Ethereum, I was having some issue. It told me that the something about the rate change, and it was giving me an error, and I had to keep trying and keep trying to buy. I don't know what's going on with Coinbase at that point. I was actually about to screenshot it and tweet at Coinbase like, "What's going on, dude?" But I eventually went through, so you guys can keep trying to refresh and see if that works. Kig, thank you for being a channel member. He said thanks for the content. I appreciate that, man. Darth Vader says, thinking crypto, do you foresee a bank FOMO flowing to XRP at some point? I see the narrative around them time to time, just wondering. Hey, so yes, I believe there will be a major bank FOMO. The problem is, and it goes back to regulatory clarity, a lot of banks want to, and corporates are going to grab up XRP for payments, but they don't want to touch it right now because of the lack of regulatory clarity. You don't want to touch it with a stick, right? Or touch it with a 10-foot pole, as they would say, right? So that's the challenge right now. And I think once we have full regulatory clarity, it's going to open the floodgates, not just for XRP, but for other coins like Proppy and many others as well. See, hit that thumbs up button, guys. Appreciate it. Let's see what other questions you guys have. I'll probably be on here for another 5 minutes or so. ZXR says Stellar. I have Stellar in my portfolio, like I mentioned, but not accumulating any more of it, honestly. Crypto Poppy TV says, why did you add Tezos? So Crypto Poppy TV is because of the recent news that they're getting real world adoption here. Transfer agent Vertalo are going to be building security tokens on Tezos. So that's what I'm about here, the facts. And, are you getting real world partnerships, adoption? Are people investing in you and that type of thing? So that's why I decided to add it to my portfolio. And they're going to compete with Ethereum. Competition's healthy. I didn't add too much of it here, just 3% of my portfolio. But, if I see more progress, I will continue to add more to my portfolio. Michael says, what exchange to use in NY? Michael, you should be able to use Coinbase. I believe they have their BIT license, so you should be able to use that. And I think you can use Uphold as well, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me, guys. AA says, will banks buy massive XRP amounts from OTC desks or normal exchanges? It could be, look, honestly, it could be both, right? Just like many of them are doing right now. Guess what? Where Fidelity and Bakkt probably got their Bitcoin, right? OTC. So a lot of them are probably going to buy OTC. They might buy directly from Ripple, or they might buy from the open market because Ripple has their exchange liquidity partners set up, right? Like Bittrex and Coins.ph and all that. Parshuram Mishra says, will Dent coin perform in 2020? Is that like a dental coin or something? I haven't heard of it. Actually, wait, I think somebody had told me about it, about Denta coin. Dent? Yeah, I haven't heard about this. It's an ERC20 token. It's built on the Ethereum platform, but it doesn't even say what its utility or use case is. So let's see. Let's take a look at this site here. Dent Wireless. Dent Apps. So it looks like some sort of telecom blockchain project. And they have a token. Yeah, I mean, let's see. I haven't heard of it, but something I can certainly research. Take a look. Let's see. Samsung blockchain. If they're working with Samsung, I mean, that's actually pretty good. Oh, it's just a wallet. Yeah, okay. I was about to say they were actually working with... with Samsung. That would be a huge partnership right there. But it's just the wallet service they're highlighting. Interesting. Michael says, how do I purchase Tezos? Coinbase doesn't allow it for New Yorkers. Really? I didn't know that. I think you can probably get Tezos on some other exchanges, maybe Binance US. I would probably check out Binance US. Bittrex as well. Bittrex is another one. Yeah, I see here. Chi says here, buy it on Bittrex. Yeah, you can get it on Bittrex. Let's see. All right, guys, give it another minute or so. Please hit the thumbs up button. Appreciate it. Doesn't cost you anything. Help support the channel. I can maybe take another question or so here. Let's hope we build our support level soon here for Bitcoin, and obviously I'm highlighting Bitcoin because it's of course the market moves with it. But I said earlier maybe we could build a support level of 9,800, but right now it's at 9,896. Let's see. Hopefully, fingers crossed, 9,800, and we work our way up. If not, 9,700. But I don't want to go below 9,500. I think that will be rough. That will be rough. BR says, what do you think about Grin? So BR, I've heard about Grin, but I've honestly not given it much time of day. I remember somebody telling me about that, but so it's a privacy coin. Yeah, that was the reason. So I've stayed away from privacy coins because I just don't want to target on my back, especially with regulations coming. Look, I get it, man. Privacy coins are awesome, and Monero and so forth, but I'm personally staying away from them because I believe the government's going to go after them, a lot of them, especially with the regulations coming. Ricky Pfeiffer says, Tony, check out Casino Coin. Yeah, Ricky, so I'm looking into Casino Coin. We'll definitely let you guys know what I think about that. Let's see here. Eugene Gursky says, have you ever looked at the Apollo cryptocurrency? I have, and just my opinion, not for me. I've seen some shady stuff. It got called out on Reddit. So since then, I don't want to deal with anything Apollo. And then I saw a lot of people spamming Apollo on channels, and that right there is like then I know there's a group, right? They're being paid to just spam and push it, which is not good. Ebo Line says, Tony, what about Kin? So Kin, I haven't really looked in much into Kin. I think there were some issues with Kin too. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I know I think I had looked into it, but don't know much about it. Michael says, Tony, thank you. I'm a longtime follower. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate that. I appreciate the support. So once again, just to recap, guys, I've added Tezos to my portfolio. I bought the dip this morning when the prices went down, added some XRP and Ethereum, and of course Tezos. Not financial or investment advice, guys. Do your own research. Remember, only invest what you're willing to lose, right? And don't put your life savings. Don't get wrecked, man. Don't do that. Whether you're investing in stocks, real estate, other assets, just be careful. Be smart. Don't move by emotions. That's what gets people a lot in trouble. It's like, oh no, FOMO. Oh no, I gotta get the price are going up. Don't do that. You will get hurt. And a lot of people got hurt in 2017. And a lot of them sold at a loss when, because they didn't really take the time to really research market cycles and understand that. You have to be patient, and you have to understand when is it time to buy in the dips versus at the top, right? Just keep that in mind, guys. Those things are so important. You don't want to lose your money. All right, guys. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Somebody was saying my microphone volume is low, but seems okay on my end. It's coming through very high on my end. Let's see here. Oh, Kevin is saying no, it's not. Yeah. I think that's the first notice I've gotten. That's just strange. All right, guys. thank you so much for joining the stream. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for your support. And I will talk to you guys later. Maybe I'll do a live stream tonight. Let's see what support level we bounce off of Bitcoin, right? If we can hit that 9,800 and work our way back up, I think we're in good shape. If we fall below 9,500, I'm not worried, but it's just going to take us a long time to get back up, right? That's all. Like I said, zoom out. This is nothing. Like I gave the example of in 2017, 4,800 down to 3,300, but then moonshot after that. All cycles. Don't worry. Be patient. Regulations are coming, and I think we're going to see this market really skyrocket after that. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you all later.